What is up, guys? Just a very relaxed stream today because the bargain been streamed yesterday. I thought I'd do a nice chill stream today. All on my ones. I'm gonna have a go at some drawing because I'm shit at drawing and I need to practice. I'm just trying to decide who to draw, what to draw. I figured Indiegogo is the best place for it. Oh, hoi Mike, how's it going? What's to draw, what to draw? I have no idea. What we have... Oh, hello there, Stato. Welcome. Just trying to decide what to have a go at drawing. I want something easy, but not too easy. And hello there, Chris. There should be a link in the chat. I'll put another one in, just in case anyone wants to jump on and have a bit of a chat and whatnot. And we've pinned it to the top as well, because I'm good like that. What to do, what to draw. You would think I would have planned this out already, but no. UN planning does not mix. Does not mix. What do you have going on tonight? I'm gonna try and do some drawing. I'm just trying to decide what to draw. So scrolling through Indiegogo, see a campaign to catch my eye, and have a go at. Because I'm a little bit bored drawing the like the big two people. Fulfilling like a villain, finishing up an automation script for imprinting digital security onto PDFs, generating download web pages for backers. Oh, yeah, that's awesome with the PDFs on your campaign. Oh, you should crack that book if you haven't already. I think I'm going to have to just pick one soon. Getting a bit bored of scrolling through. Oh, what are we drawing? There we go, Rainbow the Brute. Try and find a slightly easy one to have a go at. I've got more people joining. Hello, Bruce Oli and Dave. Hello there, Chris. The other Chris Hurst. Hello there. So I can't even say that. Mrs. Chubb, hello there. And Adams, hello there. Right. I think it might be this one. Or this one. No, this one. It's got that rapey eye on the go. Now, normally, I try and draw on Clip Studio Pro so I can share the screen and everyone can see, but well, that pencil died. Anyone that has seen me draw on Clip Studio Pro knows I cannot draw on a Clip Studio Pro. Cannot draw digitally, so why even do that to myself? Let's get that in there. That goes there. This is going terribly already. Let's just try and rough it out. I don't know why I'm trying to start like I'm a fucking some kind of boss man. Oh. Hello there, Stato.
Oh shoot, hold on. Got you going on my phone too. There's an echo.
How was
What are we doing?
I'm having a go at drawing Rainbow the Brute.
Okay.
It's not going well, but it's not going too bad, I suppose.
What are you working on? Did I hear Clip Studio?
I normally draw in Clip Studio, but I cannot draw for shit in Clip Studio. It's too
Why's that?
weird. Just need the practice.
Oh.
I can do colouring in on it.
Oh, I love drawing in Clip.
I think it's because I've got one of them tablets that doesn't have a screen. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
drawing down here, but I've got to look at the screen.
It's not like a bamboo or something like that. I used to have one of those.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I got to get me something to draw here quick. Just start with the old circle and see it where it takes us. Who all's in this chat? Dave, Rob, Chris, Adams.
We've got Chris Hurst attempting to join, but it says one of your devices are not connected, Chris.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I will let you in when it comes on properly. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's gone. Come back. Yeah, Dave is uploading his top 5 Halloween films the day after Halloween.
Is it all John Claude Van Damme stuff?
I have no idea. I have to watch it when it's done.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, there we go.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
So you're trying to draw this guy here on the screen?
Yeah. Trying being the main word.
You're a braver man than I.
Well, everyone should know I'm not an artist. I do not claim to be. But I do like to have a go every now and then.
All right.
I've given up trying other than just screwing around with my kids and trying to draw cartoon characters and stuff.
Yeah, like I do enjoy drawing until it gets to the end and then I look at it and I think, oh, that's shit.
Yeah.
Like, how have I just wasted like 3 hours of my life on that?
Yeah.
That's all experience.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I definitely enjoy it. During lockdown last spring, when the UK went into our first lockdown, we were doing like the whole homeschool thing with I guess she was 4 or 5 then, but my oldest daughter, and our art class every day was to sit down with a how to draw Disney characters book. And we would just pick one character every day and try to draw as best we could.
Yeah, I love doing shit like that with my kids as well. Like, so, and kids are so easily impressed.
Yeah, yeah.
I could draw something really bad and they're like, "Whoa, that's amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Yeah.
My daughter was impressed with how well I could draw until she saw Max.
Oh yeah, Max is crazy ridiculous. So
Yeah,
many
and
people
now-
in CG, they're crazy ridiculous.
Now she wants Max to teach her how to draw. So
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame her, to be fair. Like, I want Max to
Yeah, I
teach me
can't
how
either.
to draw.
yeah, I can't either.
After Bristolian Dave's taught me how to draw, because his drawing's next level.
Was Dave an artist as well?
I mean, yeah, sure. He's got a very unique style. That's I think that's the way to phrase it. Oh, this is not looking right.
You're not going to show it on screen?
I'm about to, once I finish this little, like the section that I'm doing.
Oh, I see.
Jesus Christ.
It's the art, watching a man become frustrated in real time.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool picture, though. Whoever is that, one of Ethan's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
I think that's his project after Cyberfrog 2.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my version of this guy looks like 100 years older than Ethan's version of this guy.
It's all interpretation, right?
That's being very kind.
What's that?
I said that's being very kind.
Every artist has his own interpretation. Are you hoping to draw your own comic at some point? Or is this just goofing off?
I mean, this is just messing around. I would like to be able to draw my own at some point, but I don't think that's an achievable goal.
Oh, it's not impossible. That guy that did that Lord of the Stick made $1 million off of drawing stick figures.
Yeah, but he draws stick figures better than I draw stick figures.
and once that's I think once that's been done, that's something that can only be done once, right? Like the next guy to come along and draw Lord of the Stick isn't gonna make any money.
That's why you got to do it like with just heads, just stickman heads.
Lord of the Heads.
Yeah.
Don't call it that.
Yeah, definitely don't. I think there's probably already a porn parody called that.
Let me just quickly work some of this hair this way, and then I'm good to show you where I am. Let's make it big. Just. So that kind of, sort of, a little bit match. Not really.
I think that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
a hell of a lot better than I would do if I tried it.
It looks like he's just woken up out of like a hedge after like the craziest night out ever.
Yeah, that's way better than I would do.
Oh, have a go if you got paper and a pen or a pencil.
Yeah, I probably do somewhere.
Yeah, let's have a go.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Or I'll share my screen so you can pop into it every once in a while. I'll give this a try too. I've never drawn rainbows with Brute.
Oh, this could be cool. So yours has like more shape than that than mine.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to break down the shapes before you start.
It's there's too many steps to do it properly. I just try and have a go.
Nah, you just start with the leg and then draw the heck out of the leg.
I'd draw the leg too big, so it would just be the leg.
There you go. Just draw the leg with a head attached to it and call the character the leg.
Yeah. Yeah, Rob, I was gonna do Coctopus, but Aria isn't here yet, and I figure that's one he should be a part of with his weird creation.
All you got to do is darken the lines you like.
You know, I think I seen a little video clip thing that you made before on Twitter. That it was saying how like you rough it out, and then like one of those lines are the right line, and I was like, oh yeah, man, that's how it is. And then I had a go, and I was like, nah, none of these lines are right.
Well, a lot of times it's just, I mean, once you get to a certain, it's just scribbling, and then you find the lines that you like the most and just darken those. And then just keep that stuff. Then when you're in clip, you just bring down the opacity of your pencil layer, pop a layer over that, switch to inks, and just ink right over it. No erasing needed.
My biggest issue with clip is I think it's the tablet I've got for drawing anyway. Like I said, with colouring, I've got it pretty much mastered to a degree. But like, you know, when your pencil leaves the page and you got to try and put it back.
Oh yeah.
Like it's shit like that I struggle with at the minute.
Here's some of my shit drawing.
Oh boy.
Oh mate, I'd take that. I would. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, that's probably one of my better ones.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, these are ones I did with in lockdown with my kids. This is Piglet on acid.
Yeah.
That's quality.
Having a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, some weird ones. I did that one last Halloween.
Oh, sorry, I misclicked then. Bring you back. Oh, that's pretty sick. Dude, with like characters like that, that's like a whole book style in it that you could get.
Yeah, I mean that's like those are from these step-by-step books of like draw the circle, then connect the line, then erase this line. And
You kind of have to know how to draw to use those books.
Yeah, a lot of them books are like, yeah, just do this and then just draw it, and it's like, what? Like,
Fill in the
stuff out
detail.
there.
yeah, no, these books are pretty good. We've got one that's Disney, and then we've got one that's like these monsters, and then of course I've got the Stan Lee How to Draw Superheroes, but I've never successfully drawn anything in it. I am not a drawer. This is why I write.
How to Draw the Marvel Way.
It is. Hang on a sec.
So I've got one of them, and I used what Rob said. You know, the Proco videos on the Loomis heads. Like I've got pages and pages and pages.
I don't actually know where it is.
Of just heads, and that really helped with the Marvel drawing. Oh, this man looks fucking. I'm starting again. Right.
I don't even know where to start.
At the beginning. I heard the story of this one artist. He was an amazing artist. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he could not draw anything until someone came along and made a mark on a page. Any random line, any small mark on the page to give him a starting point. He just needed something on that blank page.
That's weird.
And then he did amazing stuff.
Well, I wish he was here to help me. Because I can't do that.
Just get someone to put a line on your page, you'll be alright.
I've got lines on my page. I just don't know if they're coming up to anything. I am terrible at this, and I'm too old to begin the training.
Never too old. Rob can do it, and Rob's about 100.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, but Rob's been drawing a lot longer.
Shots fired.
Yeah, because Rob's about 100. So this is fucking.
I see Dave's comment. Turns out drawing the Marvel way is more than once.
Trying it for a whole day. I'm impressed with that. Cheekbone comes out a lot more than what I'm doing.
That's why I switched to animation books, studying that stuff that teaches speed and consistency. So it helps.
I just put yours on the screen, and it's not fair, man.
Yeah. It's not great either. Really want a line tool.
I'd be chuffed if I could do that. I do love your style, Star.
Oh, thanks, man. I think everybody's got how to draw a Marvel way at some, or at least had it at some point in their life. That's super cheap still too.
I don't have that one. I have the one that Stan did after he left Marvel, Stan Lee's How to Draw Superheroes, which I always thought was ironic because he couldn't draw stick figures.
Exactly. I had that one at one point. I think I got rid of it.
It's like full of all these just generic superheroes because he didn't own the license to anything.
Right. It's funny he didn't use the characters he created in Purveyors of Wonder.
But I always thought it'd be kind of cool if, as a writer, if I could master doing like one sketch, right?
Right.
And then you sit at a con, and people come up, and you can just do that one sketch, right? Nothing else.
Same one over and over again for like.
Yeah, but the jig-
I don't know. I don't know. You can't see it. I've got it on my wall. Might be able to move my webcam to show you, but can you guys see that over on the wall there?
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me give you a big screen. Oh yeah.
That is David Lloyd, right?
Mhm.
I met him up in the Lake District in the UK at Lake's Comic Art Festival in Kendall. And he did that in like 2 seconds with a crayon. Right? And then I thought, wow, this is like one of the earliest kind of cons I'd gone to. And I thought, oh, wow, that's so cool, man. David Lloyd drew this with a crayon. And then I've seen him do it a bajillion times on YouTube videos. And I realized that that's what David Lloyd does. And he's one of the greatest artists like ever.
I wonder if
And
that
he
keeps down
just
like the
does-
eBay sales.
Probably. I mean, because it was only £5. He did it and he charged £5 for it. And I'm like, but yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to just master one thing.
Give it a go. Okay, there's only one way to do it. Master Rainbow the Brute.
I don't even know what I'm mastering here, but I don't think it's drawing.
As long as you have fun doing it.
Oh no, man, artists are miserable.
I'm no artist.
That's why you're happy.
Yeah. By the end of this video, I won't be happy, so I'll be an artist then.
Sorry, the stereotype of writers is alcoholics. So
Yeah, that's why we're not miserable as writers. We're all merry.
it's also why we can never remember our own stories.
It's amazing. Who wrote it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not drawing the same thing you guys are.
Oh, I don't even know what the fuck I'm drawing. My man's had a stroke.
Yeah, yeah. Whew, so
Oh, Power Rider has joined us. Dave, draw a red dress, Chris, the Marvel. Oh, I'd love to see that, Dave. You've got the soul of a writer, apparently, if you're a happy drunk and not miserable.
excuse me.
Shit, man, there's so much detail in that. Like, the closer you look.
Yeah, he spends his time on it.
You mean he doesn't just like start drawing on a live stream and just wing it?
Oh, I'm sure he has, but I don't see Ethan. Excuse me, I don't see Ethan on a lot of like I think I maybe seen him on one, maybe two of the just like impromptu quick live streams because he's not a very quick artist.
I have
Quality,
seen,
but not quick.
He had some older videos where he
Yeah.
would draw alongs of like Batman and.
I think his draw-alongs are usually like one panel he's working on, and he's like usually like drawing a lot of the hair or something that whole time because, as you can see, I mean, he draws like every strand.
Yeah, he's very detailed.
Mm-hmm. So.
I don't know who this is I'm drawing, but the more I work on it, the more this is terrible.
Do you know what? This would have been so much better if I had a rubber.
Sorry?
I need a rubber or an eraser or whatever they're
No.
called. Oh, right, I'll be back in a sec. Apologies.
Where is it Stato? Is that what he was calling you?
Yeah, that's a nickname or one of many.
Where are you located?
I am northern Minnesota. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Haha.
yeah.
I most of my adult life before moving to the UK, I lived in eastern North Dakota, which is just a county in northwest Minnesota. So
No, nice.
yeah, so
Yep.
I grew up in Oklahoma, but I lived in North Dakota for about 10 years before moving here to the UK.
Oh, cool. Yeah, winter's just starting to set in here.
Yeah, every year that it does, I'm glad I'm not there.
I'm excited for the ridiculous hysteria on Facebook that is like, snow. What is
Yeah.
this?
Every year, every year, never fails.
Did you get your eraser?
Yeah.
Happy
Nearly
now?
knocked my table off getting it, but I got it.
Gotta throw that eraser away. It's never gonna help you.
It's this fucking nose. I can't get the placement right.
Delete these pencils. There we go. Now we'll see what we got. Such a quiet stream.
It's nice and chilled. It's a chill stream.
Such a chill stream. I'm chilled right now.
Dave says he takes a lot of time, like centuries, like one panel per month. He might get his second book by 2026.
You took a heck of a starting like subject.
Welcome, Darksiders Comics.
This is the quiet stream, yes.
All right.
Nice and relaxed.
This is why I write.
I like it.
Yeah, man, I dig it. It looks a bit like Comic Mark.
Yeah, it actually does. Oh God. That was completely accidental. I was not intending to make Rainbow the Brute look like Mark.
I think Mark would be flattered.
Yeah.
I think so too. Sure.
It must be it's completely subconscious.
Throw some color on this then.
You're already on color? Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I'm going to put into it, mind you. It's going to be pretty limited color. Nah, speed's everything for me. That's what I shoot for.
That's an admirable quality in a writer. Or in an artist, sorry.
Yeah, not in a lover though.
What's that?
So not in a lover.
Got that.
Mrs. Statue wouldn't be impressed, I imagine.
Awkward silence commence.
Yeah, right. That's funny.
All right. Yep. This is magic right here. Gone. Let's have another start. What else we got here?
Oh, that's
Let's
just
do
rubbing it in.
Are you just gonna sit here and make the rest of us jealous and look bad that you're
absolutely not.
You're just gonna draw stuff.
Let's do this here.
This is an advantage I think that artists have on doing streams, that you guys can sit and draw and be entertaining. Nobody wants to sit and watch me write because it's mostly just staring at a blank page, crying and drinking a lot.
I don't know. I think a lot of people would be laughing at that.
What happened to the happy writer?
Clack, 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 clack.
I didn't say happy. I didn't say happy. I said drunk.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, hold on. I know what I'll do. Page from my boy Russ. Draw some death.
Only death can save us.
Yeah.
I need to back the second one of them. I got the first one and it was awesome.
Right.
I find this whole process. I love watching comics artists at work because it's such a fascinating process. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice is going in and out. But yeah, it's a fascinating process to watch you guys work from absolutely nothing to like already. I can start to see something taking shape.
Yeah, it's Stato as well. Like, it's ridiculous at how crazy you work. Like,
Yeah, that's
how
fantastic.
crazy quick.
You just got to get the shapes down. That's what you got to worry about. Once you got that down, you can go into the details. But
yeah, it's that initial, like knowing what first mark to make. If I have no clue.
Well, that's why I start with a circle. Like you start with a circle. From there, you can decide which way the character's looking. You go that way.
Oh yeah, that's
You
true.
go
That's
up.
how I learned how to draw Mickey Mouse.
Yep, and then from there, it's all relative. The neck, or you want to put the neck here. The shoulders are going to go there. That kind of thing. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an artist friend of mine tell me one time that it's all just a process of solving problems.
Oh yeah. That's about what it is. Jack Kirby would say like comics is just answering questions. What do they look like?
That's writing. Writing is just a process of asking questions and answering them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
For
agree
sure.
with that. But I suppose with writing as well, like you've got to know that first question, and yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes the first question is really easy. It depends on where your inspiration's coming from. But the first question might just come from reading a newspaper article and thinking, what's the worst possible outcome of this, and then you kind of go from there.
Right.
Yeah, you say that though, but I mean, Stato started with a circle. Like that's easy. That sounds easy, don't it?
True. Fair
Yeah,
point.
man.
Fair point.
All right, let's ink.
That was fast.
Get some opacity down here. There we go.
This hair is fucking. Hair is something I always struggle with. And like face, hands, body.
Just treat hair like negative space. That's what I like to do. Get an outline and then move on. Maybe a couple of lines in there to indicate where the hair is going.
I like how he's talking to us like we know what these words mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
man.
I know some just from colouring.
Wouldn't talk down to nobody.
Are you working on a book now?
No. I do the Tramp Tales for Charlie's London.
Ah, okay.
And I got to start one of those up, I'm sure, pretty soon because I don't know, in a month or two, I think she's going to launch another one. And it's mostly hobby stuff. I'll do comic strips on Twitter and stuff, but it's right now it's just building skill, not so much about chasing a campaign.
Yeah.
I love campaigns. I do.
I'm excited to get one going.
Yeah, I love doing my own, obviously, but I love seeing other people's as well.
I've backed enough of them. It's time. I think it's time to get one going for myself. I've got about 3 things in mind that I want to do. So
I had the issue, which I never thought would be a problem, not that long ago, was I was having too many ideas.
Oh,
that's natural. That happens all the time.
The complete opposite of writer's block.
Yeah. That actually contributes a lot to writer's block, is that you end up with so many ideas that your favorite project is the one that you're going to do as soon as you're done with this one. And so you end up spending all of your brain space thinking about the next thing and not working on the thing you're supposed to be doing now.
that's why you got to get into comic strips. You can use every idea. Just another daily.
That is true. I had to really force myself like to stop thinking and slow down.
The best advice I can give for something like that is to just keep a notebook and write down all those ideas, and then they're there. And then when you need another idea to start another project, you can always go back through your notebook.
Oh, for sure.
But once you've
Yeah.
actually written the idea down, okay, you've done it, you've got it out. Even if you take 10 minutes to kind of flesh out a rough idea for the world or the character or whatever. But, you know, if you got an idea for, like, I don't know, like a train robbery story, just write down as much as you can think of right then off the top of your head. And then it's down, and then you can go back to working on what you're working on now. And it's that train robbery thing's not a distraction anymore.
Yeah. Oh, do you not find? Sorry. Welcome, Jake, to Vista as well. I forgot. Sorry. Do you not find though when you think of like your next story, and like you jot down an idea, and then you jot down another idea for it, and it just spirals out of control?
It can, yeah. It takes some discipline. It depends though, like how far along you are, and like if you're working on a project, you've got an artist and you've got script pages that you need to get to an artist done, then obviously you've got to discipline yourself and get that work done.
Yeah, of course.
And kind of schedule that time of, okay, this is the time that I'm working on this project, and then at 3:00 this afternoon I have an extra hour that I can brainstorm this new idea and see where it goes. But yeah, it's a continuous struggle. I do it all the time as well.
Just got to keep it to the A to B to C. If you got a certain story, it's not going to really help to go off on a character's, vision quest or something when he's really just trying to stay away from the mob or something.
Yeah. Sometimes I find too that those ideas turn into interesting shorts, and I find that still to this day doing 4 or 5 page shorts is a great exercise, great discipline, technique exercise, I suppose. And so sometimes those ideas pop up, and I think, okay, I'll just go with this, and I'll write a 4 or 5 page short script, and then maybe one day I'll find some place to submit to.
Okay, let's try this again. Hi, guys.
Hello there.
Hey,
Hello.
Sorry, the microphone cut out because I booted up a clip for some reason, but it happens.
I keep accidentally tapping mine, and it comes undone. It's disconnected.
I see. So how do you do?
I am marvellous. My second attempt at Rainbow the Brute is going slightly better than the first attempt. And I've got to really zoom it in. Jake, how's it going? What are you working on lately?
Oh, I've been in the what you can call like the coffin for a better part of 3 months now, and I've just been focusing on working on my weekly strip that I'm supposed to like launch. Well, I have launched. Actually, I launched it an hour ago.
I was gonna say, I didn't know you had a weekly strip. Have you got a link, like anything like that?
Yeah, sure. It's nothing fancy. It's just begun, so it's just one. But here's the link for the strip itself, and then there's a sort of like an archive / master post that I'm going to link to, just for referral reasons, as to not be lost in navigation for the future, so that people can bookmark that one instead.
Chris is back. I'm guessing. Did you
Sorry
knock
about
your
that.
mic or something then?
It's the camera, I think. It's on this really shitty USB connection, and every time I slightly tap the board, it shuts everything down. So I have to sit perfectly still.
Oh, yeah, it's loaded up now. Right, I'm just gonna stop my screen, share screen. side. Alright, so
Hey. That looks great.
here we go. Gotcha ball.
Oh wow, yeah, really cool.
So this is bone meal. It's just like a perpetual purgatory, I call it, for this one. But essentially, it's about like the afterlife, and it's just like following random skeletons doing random shit. And there's like place nearby Lethe, the one of the rivers of Hades, and you can expect like absurd humor, just word puns galore, like very dad humor. Like I've like been working about it for better 2 years now. No,
Oh,
1 year and a couple of months. So I've just been running a gauntlet of buffering work for the next 2 months, so I don't have to actively work as much or to like keep up with the release schedule. But now I've run up to around like 9 or 10 pages altogether, and I'm not as fast as Stato or Jacob. So my strips, they take a little while, but it's mostly due to the whole rendering, because the mats and all that shit takes forever. Like the skeletons themselves, I can whip those out in a few minutes, just like my jerk off routine. But the thing is, mats, don't apply yourself unless you really want to live the negative space. So yeah,
back now.
that's been my torture, but I hope it pays out in some ways.
I love this that you've got going on. There's another one you sent as well that I'll share quickly. I can't find it.
Yeah, comic strips are a labor of love, that's for sure.
Oh, I think that it's sort of like compliant, that it has to be at some level, or else that will just like be a total burnout. So here's the Bone Archive. I'm just like calling it. So you got like the release schedule for the next like 24 strips that'll be coming out. The next one is on Friday, by the way, November 5th. Check it out around this time, around 9 or 8 for you British people, or 3 p.m. CT. The named ones, I can already like drop it right now. The named ones that are announced, those are the pages that I've done. So I got a little bit to work on. But I like the masochism of it. To say the masochism of it.
A terrible way to describe it.
Well, yeah, might think so. Oh, that was just like a throwaway meme I did. I love Fallout New Vegas, so I wanted to like do a little riff there. This one ain't gonna launch until like next year from that specific picture, and that's going to be like an exclusive, because the release there's a weekly release, but then there's also like an exclusive release that is going to be specifically posted on that site. And when I expand later on, somewhere between May or June, I'll be uploading on other sites, but those sites will, host platforms will too have their own exclusives. So this one that you see here, that won't be featured, like the whole page there. It won't be featured anywhere else except for Newgrounds.
Okay.
So I'm playing like,
I love stuff like this.
I was like playing long game.
Stuff.
Oh yeah, let me send you the the cover. I had like a fucking blast doing it because it pissed me off so much. So this
put Stato's Only Death Can Save Us on, because that's
yeah,
Oh
man.
my god, it's really
not
good.
fair.
No, it's not.
Are you pulling from the original color scheme, Stato?
No, I'm just throwing colors up that work.
because they were really like eerily close to the ones that Russ uses.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose he's got a little bit more. Because I think his blue is a little bit more blue than this is, more of a slate. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know he likes his purple,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay. It's a great color for this kind of contrast. But yeah, all right, there's another one done.
Jesus, that's fast.
I'm still struggling the way on mine. I am. It's banged out too already.
Save this as. You guys can see my
Careful,
desktop,
man.
I don't care.
We see your files now.
Gonna
Oh no!
anyway.
Not anymore. You're saved.
Yeah, it was just all the sketches and stuff I got in there.
Oh, it's not loading. Dang. Oh, here it
Okay.
comes.
It's coming on slowly. I think it's because of all the stuff that's running.
It's a little bit big because there's like other files in the description that is loading as well, I think. So this one was the thing that I messed with last night. So I had an unfortunate event, or a series of unfortunate events. I started working on it, and just as I was done the first time, I clicked save, and then a fucking power outage happened. And I waited for about like 30 minutes just drinking cocoa in the dark because I had hot chocolate just right beside me. And I was just like sipping. I'm like waiting because I thought that I had it beat because I thought that the whole rendering save was done. That bastard, as soon as I fired this shit up, file not supported. It was corrupted. I couldn't boot it. Fucked up my life. So I rummaged through like the fucking temp files and all that crap. And I swear, when I saw when I found the recovery data on that, I hit it up, and I saw like I lost 5 hours of work.
Oh Jesus!
5 hours down the fucking drain, and I was complete. I was done, and so I started up again, and I was enraged. And this is like 2, 3 in the night, so I'm sitting there witching hour style, just raging, having like the Doom music on like full blast on my headset. Started drawing, and then I like scrambled for a save. And as soon as I started to scramble to save, like an hour later, the fucking power went out again. I goddamn lost my marbles.
Oh.
Fuck that shit. And I just like, I almost exploded. And I figured I go to bed. This shit is cursed. Go to bed. And then I started like doing it as soon as I woke up today. And here it is. In all its glory. Third time's the charm.
I mean, it looks sick, if that helps. Like, it looks really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got like an EC Comics flair to it, combined with like this one picture of Robert Crumb. Like if you scroll further down, you can see like the inspirational images.
Yeah, that definitely has an EC. Yeah, that looks really cool.
That is
Yeah,
good.
that's a pretty cool style. I like that.
So yeah, other than that, I'm not gonna hog the mic. I'll let you guys have it have a go. I can ride up a storm if I want to, but I'm not going
Do you
to.
want, mate? Just chilling, having a go at some really bad drawing. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Are you doing traditional?
I'm trying. Yeah, traditional today.
What about you, Chris? Are you stiff as a brick because of the USB, or are you drawing?
I was drawing.
Okay.
And I did terrible.
Nah, I can't see. Mine pull him up, like on full.
You pull me up on
scale?
full jack.
Yeah, on my way.
Oh man, that's me.
I am not an artist, and I've never claimed to be.
We got to all start somewhere, right?
Sure. I'm not. I have no aspirations of being an artist. I can't. It's. Oh
Don't fucking do it.
no,
Just like Charles Bukowski said, don't do it.
no. If I was younger, if I was still a teenager or something, I'd probably try to devote myself to it and try to improve. But as I said earlier, I'm too old to begin the training.
No. There's like people that have been doing this shit like way in their like late years, golden years or whatever, and they just like managed to find success. What is that like? There's this like yoga dude. It's about like no, not yoga, but I think he's like a fitness guy. He's like 80. He didn't start until he was like 75 or 73, and he's like a master at that thing now.
There
Like
you
discipline.
go. You don't have to start.
So
until,
there's never
your 70s.
to start drawing when you're 70.
Yeah. Kick back and relax.
No, in all seriousness, it's never too late to learn. So don't shoot yourself down. I didn't get it.
Demon makes a good point in the chat that everyone who wants to write should still learn to draw. That's one of the reasons why I have actually tried to learn. Just for the respect of understanding that when I'm asking a writer or an artist to draw something complicated, that I know how complicated it actually is. Yeah. And the same reason I learned how to letter is to kind of to understand those things.
I always said I learned colouring because I thought it would be the easiest part of comic book making to learn. Holy fuck.
I learned lettering simply to figure it out and to kind of understand how a comic book gets made, and two, so that I could letter my own comics and not have to pay somebody, save myself a little bit of money. And it's ended up being my only published credit in comics is 2 books that I did graphics and production for, and that's it. I've never gotten anything written. So
I've had colouring credit and lettering credit. No writing credits until my book comes out. Well, my book's out until it gets fulfilled. So it's mad, isn't it? How you think, I'm just going to write a book, and then you do everything other than write the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. I want like all the fingers, just like dipped in honey. I want everything, and just like a control freak. I can't let other people, unless I trust them to handle something. So I'm a special case. I would consider.
That's the part. It's so funny because that's the part of comics that I love the most and that I hate the most is that collaborative.
Exactly.
I love the collaboration. I love the almost like being in a jam band or like a jazz ensemble where it's bouncing those things off of each other to make everything, the end result, better. But then there's also the hate part of that where like, okay, I've done all the writing part. Now I've got to wait on somebody. And so it's both the best and the worst thing about comics, I think.
Yeah, it's like I've been comparing this like into the analogy of like riding a frontier, and that frontier is like never ending. And you can either ride with a band or like with a big crew, or you can ride by yourself for a while or for as long as you like. And it's not as like demanding in like that you don't have to have other people around you constantly, because like with movies and shit that is required. You can't like unless you're a really like special case like you could pull off doing videos and stuff by yourself. It is sort of like a necessity unless you learn to trade like through and through by yourself, like with music. But I think like especially with comics, you could be as primitive as taking a ballpoint and like a small note paper, and then you could just start doing your own shit, and it can be equally funny as like the pro level if you like put yourself aside, like the whole like the man of quality. As long as you get it through the craft, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
with you on that.
So yeah, I don't want to do color. I do black and white. It makes the process quicker.
Sure does.
Do like some black and white can look amazing. Like I think Mary Boys is the prime example.
Oh, that is a bar. That is like a high bar.
There's some
Framing
stories that
comics.
it serves better as well. That like certain things. I mean, I know I've written some things before that would be better as black and white than they would as color.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Walking Dead would have been a very good comic if it was in color,
I think they did colorize it, didn't they?
and it probably wasn't very good. I stopped reading it after probably the first 20 or 25 issues, but
Yeah, I think they re-released it in color because got to keep that gravy train coming.
sure.
That's it.
I don't know. I've read the whole thing, and I like it the way that it is. I don't have any gripes. And in color, I would say that it would destroy kind of the rendering technique that was the
Charlie Adlard.
Charlie Adler, the way that he does lighting for like dramatic moments and all that stuff, or like reveals during the stories. I think those would have been undermined by just putting more color onto them.
Same
Is
thing
there,
happened
like-
to Bone.
Oh, what?
Same thing kind of happened to Bone.
Was that released black and white? I've only seen the colors.
Yeah, it was originally black and white. Scholastic, once it got put out by Scholastic, they recolored it.
Okay.
Cerberus, the old Cerberus, the Dave Sim comic, that was black and white, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've almost finished my first Grapple one. Stato is banging through like his third.
Yeah, I remember in the 90s there was a big like a boom in black and white comics. That like everybody thought that was going to be the future of comics, so everything was going to be black and white, and then it just like Dutch tulips, it just
Can you sort of like explain that to me? Because I've never understood the whole like black and white boom myself, and I'm very like interested in like comics history. But this one is just like whenever it's brought up, I never like hear the full deets of it.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be the best to give you the full details, but it
just go for it.
I seem to remember that between the popularity of Cerberus, Dave Sim, and then the Image guys, and just sort of the indie revolution that happened in the early to mid 90s, there were just a ton of black and white comics that came out. And it seemed like it was this big boom that everybody was, hey, it's just like we just talked about in the last 5 or 10 minutes on here, that it's cheaper, it's faster. And these guys doing indie comics you can churn out a lot more work if you're doing it black and white. And so people started to do a lot more and more black and white. And then for whatever reason, like any other kind of investment boom or any kind of, anything, like the law of gravity applies to culture as well. Anything that goes up is going to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. And I don't know what it was, but something happened. And I was a fairly irregular comics reader back then, but I was aware of what was going on somewhat, but and then it just burst, and then nobody was doing and nobody wanted to touch black and white comics for a long time until The Walking Dead came along.
Demon Vizrak makes a good point that manga is all black and white, isn't it? That's potentially the future of the industry.
I'm not sold on that. I'm not convinced. This is another thing that I've seen happen a couple of times. And Perch just did a video on this, and he's brought it up a couple of times recently too. I think I'm roughly the same age as him. That there have been other manga booms like this. There have been other times in the last 25 years where manga shot up and started to perform as well or better than Western comics. And all other times before, it came crashing back down. Now, this one has been a lot more rapid rise and it's kind of skyrocketing at a faster pace, but everything does these days because of social media and just how culture grows now. But I'm still not 100% convinced that it's the future of the industry.
I think to say it's the future is a very like finalised view on it, but it's definitely gonna be bigger than like Western comics for a long time. Because manga has had its boom before, like you said, but it's never because all the comic artists are telling all the customers that they're pricks.
That's fair. And the other,
Man.
but another big part of it is that you can in America, you can buy manga at Target and at
You can
Walmart.
now, yeah.
But you can't buy Marvel and DC, or at least not easily. You might in some places, but
Yeah, but
because a lot of it has to do with the market and how they're like manga is doing a lot better job of putting books in front of the customers than Marvel and DC are, or direct market comics generally.
I mean, for me, I think the main thing that they're succeeding on is, can you believe that crazy idea that they had? That you start at number 1, and then you go to number 2, and then you go to number 3, and like, that's it. It's not number 1, number 2. You go onto that book over there on a different title, but then you've got to buy 7 books over there as well, otherwise the next bit won't make sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they are definitely much more accessible to especially to new readers. There's always a new jumping on point for new readers, whether you're reading, you could pick up My Hero Academia, and it's a very easy process to figure out which one to read first. And you don't, and the answer that most comics people will give you is, well, I'll go use Google. Well, that's not customer service. That's not helping to attract new readers. You need to make it easier for people to jump on.
I am really biting my lips here because this will turn into a fucking podcast where I'm going to run the show. I got so many scripts on this bullshit because I've been doing this like in-depth thing for such a long time, and I just like want to point out all the things in very intricate detail. So
as long as you say them in a chilled out manner, that's fine.
Yeah. But then again,
It's the good news in a bad way.
I think like the biggest success is that manga is vetted and sold through regular book distributors through imprints, and that has had the like a massive flip on the whole direct customer through LCS, the whole direct sales model there. That is like the first strike, and not only is that a very impactful way of like getting access to a big customer base, but there's also like the I think like the in nowadays with comics is largely contingent on like the visual language it provides, because that's sort of like how the internet sort of operates to a degree, and you can see that through like memetics and the way that people are using profile pictures and such. The way that they like identify and like remix things and then like appropriate it to their own usage is way more than like what you see like in American Western comics like DC or Marvel, because these you got to be like a hardcore reader of those comics to like really like embody that stuff, and then again it's not like it doesn't have like that same effect or impact. And it's strange. And I think that's just like what I'm going back to. Like it's more emotionally communicative by using the visual stuff of manga or anime to invoke or like empathize with or just like embody in general. And that sort of like speaks in like reaction pictures and stuff, and that's why like memes are really powerful in that regard, I think. And what I like predict in like future will be that we will see a lot more westernized comics morph with by just like lifting from that visual expression from manga and put that into like a style blend rather. So you'll definitely see people are doing that today, but you won't be like seeing the full effect of it or the full scope of it until like the next 10 years, when there's like a whole new bunch of creators that will come out of like a very global consumption of different media. Because we've been like doing this dance for a good while now, and like you mentioned, there have been rises and there have been falls of the manga boom, but this one seemed to be in particular like it seems to be like set in stone now that it's here to stay in a way, unless the whole like service no, unless the whole like demand thing is solved with like the paper shortage and all that shit, because that is like been like the main problem with all of comics now, in that the shortage is really fucking up with the physical releases, but people can still get onto the digital digital apps, read the comics there, and there's like plethora of fucking manga to like get yourself into. Variety and true diverse comics is there for the taking, is there for the reading, and you could just like consume that stuff in like an endless stream. And
I think that's one of the main things as well, actually, that goes. Not as much credit is given for manga in that way. Like, there's so many different genres. Like, it is literally for everybody.
There are in comics too. It's just that the
current
the current system is set up, and this is one of my soapboxes, that the direct market and local comic shops. I love local comic shops. I love going to my local comic shop, but that is a 1980s solution to a 1970s problem, and we're stuck with it for the last 35 years. And when you go to a local comic shop, all you see is superheroes. I love superheroes. I'm a huge superhero fan. But if you're trying to attract new readers and everything on the outside says all we have in here are superheroes, you can't then complain and say, well, the only thing that sells is superheroes. But there are plenty of other genres in Western comics. I mean, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips do crime noir like nobody else, and they do amazing with it. There's great Western comics. There's great like Western, like cowboy Western comics. There's great horror. There's great everything. It's just the way this current system is set up is that it pushes superheroes to the expense of all else. And the other issue is that Jake touched on it a little bit, is the availability and how easy. And I mentioned before, manga is going through. You can, like I said, you can get it at Target. It's going through mainstream book publishers. It's not just in specialty shops. Yeah. And if you're in specialty shops, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting your audience growth to that niche market, and you're never going to go anywhere.
I think it adds like an access point now with like the availability being in shops like Target or whatever. I don't know, like American brands. Sorry, I'm just going to mute for a second.
I also think it's important.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you short there. The accessibility, sure, but how the way like you're being exposed to is an equal amount, like or even greater way to like getting into certain things. So trusty word of mouth, sure, that is one way to do it. But where does this activity largely come through? And nowadays, I would point out the internet for the most part, because like the limited ways that people did like getting engrossed with comics, like imagine the scenario now: you're in the boonies, like in the Midwest. It's like far away, very reclused from like big cities and stuff. How else are you gonna like get into comics? Well, you go to the spinner rack.
That's what I did. I went to drugstores.
That was like the main way of like getting in communication with the comics. Nowadays, you can be on your phone and still be in that Midwestern setting, and then you can like get an access to like different things. But reaching out to like get a copy of it is it's sort of like a make or break, because now people can get like a taste sample. If you go out of your way to pirate your comic, I'm not going to criticize you or harangue you for it, but that's sort of like how people are dealing with that problem, because it doesn't have to be an issue of like getting your hands on it when it's online or such. And I'm like a proponent for physical copies. I like to hold them. I like to read them. I like to smell them. Just like feet. No, I'm not. I'm not a foot fetishist. So, maybe, but I think that a lot of the like like the majority of the younger generation will have their consumption being fed online first before they're getting like in a physical sense, and I think that is worrisome, because then like the tradition that you train them up to, like when you go to like your store and then you like see a comic, that sort of like tradition is being lost, because that's how you like initiate readers. You remember that when you were like a kid and you went to like either the grocery store or like your LCS or like your drugstore or whatever. This goes out for like people that are in the countries that still does this. Like mine, Norway, we do this. We got like the local groceries. They sell comics. That whole like initiation is that it was accessible for parents as well as it was accessible for kids. And manga and all that stuff, it's a mix, sort of. You have to be of your own interest to like to be engaged with that. You won't be like getting your hands on it unless there's someone else owning it. And due to like nature and the way that it is created, because it appeals to other sensibilities and rules of writing, it is it can be a little bit exotic, and not as like a kind first read, unless you're getting into like shonen or shoujo that's like staples, like classics. Sorry, I'm hogging a mic again.
That's all good, man.
That's all right.
I think one other important thing.
Here and listen.
I think one other important thing to remember is that these mega multinational corporations that own comics right now don't care about comics as much as we do.
Yeah.
And I don't think they even care as much about comics as the people making the comics. I think they don't care. They've got other. It's an IP generation. It's an IP farm to them, and they could stop printing comics tomorrow and they wouldn't care. They wouldn't notice.
No. Yeah, they would save money.
I don't think they would save that much, because I mean the companies.
No, it's just by the pennies. By the way, that how like their other
they are
income
profitable.
is. They're profitable to a limit, because that there's like a ceiling that they are not tapping into, but that's self-constructed and imposed by the larger part of the industry as a whole through like the diamond monopoly and all that shit.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that song.
This dog looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The diamond monopoly's crumbled, so that's all good.
The what crumbled?
The whole diamond distributor monopoly.
Yeah, I think when they pencils downed everybody last year, that kind of they gave up their grip on control.
When it was like pencils down last year, I was saying like, why aren't they saying to all the creators they've got, like throughout that long ass fucking like email contacts list, just say like make one shots and sell them as digital.
Yeah, that was the perfect look. The future of all. I hope if Dave's still on, he's going to hate me for saying this, but the future of all media is digital, right? Like once we're all dead and gone, our kids and grandkids aren't going to. I mean, physical copies of anything are going to be owned by the wealthy, because they're going to be rare pieces of culture. So why not take advantage of the fact that printers can't print and all of those, everybody had to stay home, and just let's push this digital thing even more. You guys we're going to keep selling comics. Just go to Comixology to get it. I do most of my comics digital, mostly just because I don't want to I throw comics out. I don't collect. So
Oh, I don't anymore. I used to, and then it's like, right, these have got to go, taking up too much space.
yeah, same, man. I've got one
We
long
just have
box
to
left.
remember one thing, though. One thing must be said. A physical comic will always beat digital comics because in the events of an EMP,
Good point. Good point.
Well, they can just shut your account down if they decide you violate terms of service too.
oh yeah, like wrong.
Well, the future of all of this is going to be NFT. That's what everybody is. Everybody is all up in arms.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I've been in one NFT argument today, and I don't.
Everybody's all up in arms about NFT. But the reality is the technology behind that and the blockchain. That's the way to prevent piracy, and it's the way to do digital comics to where you actually own something. Because NFTs don't have to be one of a kind. We've somehow turned it into a Beanie Baby distribution system, but the technology behind it can create digital comics to where I pay for it. I'm the only one that owns it, but you can have a bajillion copies of it. It doesn't matter. You just have to create a new blockchain for every copy of it.
Yeah, as I said on like,
but it can't be pirated.
Yeah, as I said on like Pops Van Zandt's show when I was on the CromCon this weekend, was we dipped into NFTs, and I mentioned like I want to see the industry collapse on that thing so that tulip craze can die out and the speculative bubble can burst so that their new infrastructure comes around for better reliability on the blockchain, and at the same time come out with more greener solutions and using green energy crypto on top of that, and get sort of like a certification institution going on. I know that that's not like the way that it's supposed to be with crypto, but every you create your own paper trail through using blockchain. Right. So having that centralized, like a centralized certification thing or like an office wouldn't be that bad of an idea, unless that you're like trading drugs or shit. Now, with that said, I'm very eager to get in on NFT comics. The only issue is that we're in like this what you call Beanie Baby thing. I call it like I call it digital Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly. Same concept.
Yeah, and the idiocy has to like to ride the way out and have like people make their money while they can, because they think that they're going to like have massive fucking wealth out of this whole like thing. Now remember, NFTs have been around since like the beginning of the 2010s. It just like started to ramp up now because there was like a lot of marketplaces that started opening and flooding the whole thing,
and it hit the mainstream.
And the pandemic made it hit the mainstream.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here? I would say building a better infrastructure, building some institutions for future support, so that in case that one of these sites that are distributing NFTs, selling them like a marketplace, collapses, the certification could be backed up and stored elsewhere for transfer to another marketplace.
Yeah,
and then it can prevent.
I'm just completely mesmerized by Stato drawing so fast and so good.
Yeah,
and he just deletes it and does another one straight away. And it's like,
Stato, why aren't you hired?
Every bit of it's amazing.
Oh, because I'm not looking for work.
No, I'm thinking like higher levels, like doing animation or something. Like,
oh,
no, wait, I forgot that.
That's too dang time consuming.
No, you could do in-betweens.
Oh, I suppose I could. I go through and excuse me. I just got these the Drawn to Life Disney books that they use to like teach Disney animators.
Mm-hmm.
I've been going through those. Yeah, the Drawn to Life. Those have been a heck of an eye opener in terms of stuff that I haven't thought about. So I'm just starting to dig into those, make myself a little bit better. But yeah, it's just you sit and draw constantly. It's all you got to do. Don't get too precious with it. Don't romanticize it. Just draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show off my Rainbow the Brute.
That's really good, man.
I like that.
And you said to me half a year ago that you couldn't draw. What the hell?
That is not. I've lost my mouse. that is a one-off. That's not a consistent thing. I promise you that.
That was really good, man.
And that's because I've literally got it on the screen in front of me, and I couldn't draw that off the top of my head.
It starts off like that, dude. And then it grows.
Grows and grows.
It's true. Well, I hate to say it, but I got to get out of here. Thanks for having me on, Jack. Nice to meet you guys, all of you.
Yeah, you too, Stato. It was nice to meet you.
You guys all have a good day.
Man.
Yeah, thank you. And chat, same to you. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Max has showed up.
Max has showed up.
Hello, Max.
My partner in crime.
Ooh, dangerous. Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. Uh-oh. Yeah, I knew he was going to put that in the chat. I sent him a video yesterday for Halloween. If anybody watched our show last week when we did, Max Hedstrom and I co-host The Snob and the Slobs, we did the movie Faust, and that became the big tagline from there was when Faust says, uh-oh. And I
still haven't seen. I've seen the show, like I was saying, because I was in and out.
Yeah, you were in and out last week, weren't you? Yeah.
And I was saying, like, just the bits I've heard, that show.
The movie's fantastic.
Whatever the fuck it was, it just sounded completely messed up.
That movie was great. But I sent to our little group chat for the three of us on The Snob and the Slobs. I sent a video of me dressed in my Halloween costume with my kids yesterday, and I did the uh-oh. And it was pretty funny.
Oh, Jake's disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, there he is.
Go on. Sorry.
I wonder if I can find the video. Which one was the funnier one, Max? The first one or the second one?
I might have to go inking this picture I done tomorrow.
Yeah, that was really good, Jack. That was good drawing. A hell of a lot better than anything I could do.
I'm not entirely convinced at the moment.
It's that confidence in your own work is a tough thing.
Yeah, I've got no confidence in my drawing. My writing, I'm confident. Like, I can see when it's good and I can see when it's bad.
Yeah.
Max said the second one.
Yeah, see if I can share my screen and
Hello, Katie.
Hello, Katie, indeed.
let's see if this will work. Can I share my screen, Jack?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Uh-oh. What? It went by so fast it didn't
That's
catch.
the kind of dumb shit we do in our group chat.
Yeah, the best thing about the group chats is all the random dumb shit.
Yeah, I send dumb shit like that all the time. Like another movie we watched. I open every episode by saying "Hail Satin," because in one of the movies we watched called Deathgasm, these two heavy metal idiots tried to burn "Hail Satan" into somebody's lawn, and they misspelled it, and it said "Hail Satin." And so I sent the guys a video of my 6-year-old daughter in like this really demonic voice saying "Hail Satin." And it's just, yeah, it's just this crazy random shit that I send them all the time. And I never send them anything constructive or helpful.
Yeah, that's not the point of a group chat. No one has a group chat that's just constructive.
Well, our group chat is supposed to be for the show, like show notes, and we put,
Yeah, they all start off with the best intentions.
Yeah. And now it's just
And
random
then
nonsense.
They all end up as just random shit.
Yeah, pretty much how it goes.
Right, I am gonna call it a day. I think it's been an hour and a half.
Okay.
Sounds good. Can I quickly in the chat? Can I plug something?
Mate, you plug away. Not just in the chat.
I'll drop the link in the chat.
Have the stage and
Drop the link in the chat, and that's hopefully it'll show up in a second. On Wednesday nights here in the UK at 7:30 on Max Headshroom's channel, we have a bad movie review show called The Snob and the Slobs. It's a lot of fun. I think I just dropped it into the chat room for our next episode on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about the movie Frankenhooker, which is 1990, I think. Horror comedy that's really, really funny. It's a guy that his girlfriend gets killed in a bizarre lawnmower accident, and he decides to help put her body back together using the body parts from Manhattan hookers. It's a lot of fun, and so join us for that. It's myself, Max Headshroom, who's in the chat, and then our friend Justin is our snob. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, have a go.
That link I don't think has got into the chat.
Let's see. Why is that not working? Try it again. Yeah, it's not working for some reason. Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
Are you have you got a spanner on the YouTube chat next to your name? I might not have added you as a mod yet. Yeah. Links in the chat. Yeah, just there.
There we go.
Over and thumbs up the video and set a reminder and sub and all of that stuff.
Definitely. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Jack. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming on. Jake, is there anything you want to plug?
Other than my Twitter and the comics series, like the web comic strips, no, I'm good. But if you want to find me, you can hit up J Twister. It's with a V, not a W. On twitter.com. It's my personal hellhole. And I love every minute of it. And you can see me being tortured live. No, you won't be. It'll be updating a couple of times a day. Yeah, enough messing around.
Then I've put where's it gone? This link. This is the link to all of them, isn't it?
Yep.
The contents page. Yeah.
That'll be the master post. Yeah.
Yeah. Go check that out as well. It looks awesome. Yeah. So thank you, Chris, and thank you, Jay, and thank you to the chat. Thank you to Stato, who just left. Yeah. I will see you all next Monday on the Bargain Bin, probably, if you come in the chat and have a watch, or when I jump into one of your shows and have a watch. So yeah, thanks very much, and bye bye.
See ya later.
Bye.